There's a few ways you can transplant poo. One is to do a colonoscopy where a patient undergoes a bowel preparation. So they drink a liquid to clean out their bowels the night before. They come in, we give them a sedative to put them to sleep. Then we put a camera in their backside all the way through their colon, their large intestine. And then through that machine, we squirt the fecal transplant material into their bowel, into their colon. So that's one way.
Your first FMT transplant they give you, you have to have a colonoscopy, and then at the very end, they put the enema in, and then when you're coming around, you've got to hold it in, which I was like, how am I going to hold that in when I'm not consciously aware of the fact that I have an enema in my bowel? But I managed to hold it in for like 4 hours. I actually forgot that it was even in there.
Another way is to prepare transplantation material at home. And there's special enema kits that we give patients, so they actually administer it into their backside at home.
When we've spoken to our patients when they've done their home enemas, they've tolerated it fairly well and been able to hold it in. We ask them to hold it in as long as they can, and they manage to hold it in fine. After
you administer the transplant into the bowel, you administer it all the way inside the bowel. So that's going to take a while before it comes all the way down, and you want to feel like you want to pass that material, so that's not an issue. And the volume is small as well, so that's also not an issue on that end. So patients aren't busting to go to the toilet.
So they wanted you to put 60 mils in. Now I've done enemas that are 100 mils, so 60 wasn't that big of a deal until it was like, it's just water. So it's like just putting water from the fridge, even though they say, you know, let it warm up a bit, but don't leave it out for more than 5 minutes. Well, how is it going to warm up in under 5 minutes? It's not, is it? Let's be honest. So it's like a flush of cold water going. I have no idea how to explain it. It's like
toilet thing, is it?
Well, it's like
used to have, but you could press and the water used to go.
It's like a bidet.
Yeah, one of them.
It's like a rush of water just going
one of them
straight up your bowel, no matter how cold, like slowly you put it in, and it was very cold. And you've got to clench your butt cheeks while you're putting it in, because it does make your bowel cramp, because your bowel's like, what is this? So, and then when you take it out, you've got to like really clench those butt cheeks, and then you get butt cramp. And it's like, and then you can go to sleep. No, you can't. You can't go to sleep because you're clenching your butt cheeks. So for the first week it's hard, and then it just got easier, and then I did fall asleep and woke up, I was like, oh, I held that in. Awesome.
Another way is to administer the transplant through a gastroscopy. Now, that's different. And so a person is put to sleep, a camera goes down their mouth, past their stomach into their small intestine, and then it's squirted there. So then it travels down their intestines to treat them. That's another way to do it. And the final way, and this is the way that we're moving forward, is to create capsules of poo that are commonly referred to as crapsules. So people take around 20 plus of these crapsules at once, because that's how much you need. And then the crapsules then break up in your intestines, and that's how you administer the transplant.